Well, I think they really show that a much more interventionist approach to the mining industry, more dirigist, to use an economic term, where the state is the central actor and the mining industry basically has to support the state in terms of the government's developmental goals and objectives. On the beneficiation side, I mean, this has always been an issue for the ANC and indeed for the government, that the industry is not sufficiently involved in the downstream industry, and that in a sense the mining industry has to provide sufficient feedstock for the manufacturing industry in this country, and that the argument is that it doesn't do so. And in a sense, although beneficiation was always part of the Mineral Petroleum Resources Development Act, was never very spelt out in a great deal of detail. So this gives you the detail, but unfortunately, unlike the beneficiation strategy, which was approved by Cabinet about a year ago, this is much more stick than carrot. In fact, the way I see it, it's mostly stick. First of all, there's this deadline of the 8th of February that the industry has to respond to the draft bill, which was approved by Cabinet last December. And I think industry, and I'm involved in some of these issues, industry is responding pretty vigorously to what is in the bill. And the important thing, and this is the point I've made to some of our clients, is this bill is not a done deal. It might have been approved by the Cabinet, but it's not a bill that's been introduced to Parliament. So effectively, the industry has until the 8th of February to respond to the Department of Mineral Resources on the bill. Hopefully there will be a process of engagement after those formal submissions, and only after that will the bill be introduced to Parliament. So, I mean, you know, there are a number of steps away from this bill becoming law. And if you look at and you were involved in it as well, if you look at the history of the MPRDA, you'll recall it came out in December 2000. It was only in June 2002 that the bill was actually passed, and there was a very extensive process of lobbying and engagement by the industry with government, both through the Chamber of Mines and through mining companies individually, before that bill was passed. And what was actually passed and what was originally introduced, there were very big differences.